How's it going, everyone? This is CentralCast, and welcome to another Rambling with Blake. I haven't done these in a while, since like January something. I can actually check that right now. I've actually got my channel open already, like in Chrome, which was accidental. Yeah, the date is January 17th, 20. Oops, I started to play the episode. But, right, so, I wanted to, it was just going to be an update video, but then I thought, why not just, put it in, like, a whole Rambling with Play thing, and so, yep, there goes the cough. Right, my cold's gotten a little bit worse. But basically, I wanted to explain something just regarding Fallout, but also before I do, I want to say something that's pretty funny that actually happened. Just like a second ago. I don't know why I paused for so long just then, but that's okay. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. Okay. So basically, something funny that happened is I was trying to open the thing. I was trying to open Audacity, and I kept clicking on the wrong things. I kept clicking on the things around it. And so, first I opened Paint, then I opened Movie Maker, just because of the taskbar, because it got rearranged when my computer crashed and burned. It was just bad. It didn't burn, it just crashed. It was really irritating, and I'm sad. But, something I wanted to mention about Fallout, regarding a Fallout adventure, because, there was an episode just a couple days ago that I uploaded, and it was pretty glitchy. Yeah, just 2 days ago. It was pretty glitchy, and, I said in the video, what the hell was that? I just heard something weird in real life. I'm just gonna ignore that. I heard it again. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore it and continue on with my life. I think it's the neighbors. Yeah, it's definitely the neighbors. The mic definitely did not pick it up. But I said that I don't know how long this series is how long it's going to continue on for, because it was really glitchy, and it's a bit of a pain, sorry. It's just such a pain, and I'm not entirely sure, if I'm going to continue on for much longer, and, and I was being completely sincere in that. I was being 100% serious, because, I've stopped a series before because it's gotten too glitchy to continue. Star Trek Online. I loved the game so much, but it kind of was, it kind of destroyed itself, because it started to glitch, and it wasn't, working too well. I'd lose control of the characters. I think I lost control of Dauntless one time. And so, in the... Ooh, sorry. I probably should be recording right now, but that's okay. So, I ended up canceling that series. It only had, 14 episodes, I think. I can check that, too. But it only had 14 episodes, and then another, yeah, it's 14 exactly, actually. And then Subnautica, loved the game, but it just didn't work with my recording software. I think I mentioned this before, but I had one episode. Sorry. For the second episode, I lost footage. For the third episode, I was able to get it, and then for like I tried a fourth one. It did not work. I lost the footage. I tried a fifth one. I lost the footage. I gave up completely. Because like if I'm going to be losing footage every other episode, I don't want to do that. And so I'm going to just like mentioning that now. I'm going to go back to Fallout now. Explain why it was glitching, and I think I figured it out. So, there was something like it just suddenly got glitchy, right? So, like if you watch the episodes, it runs pretty good. It's great. But then suddenly it reaches like that episode, and then like an episode before that, or maybe 2 episodes before that, it starts to glitch, and that gives me problems, and I'm getting frustrated in there, and it's pretty obvious that I'm getting slightly annoyed with it. But then I recorded so I recorded 2 episodes yesterday, and then I uploaded like I uploaded one yesterday, uploaded one today, which this will be, it'll be the other day I recorded, and then yesterday I recorded for you guys, because I'm recording this like 9:34 p.m. On February 8th. And so, I was thinking, like, why is it suddenly fine? Like, right after I mention that the series might be coming to an end. But then I realized I should have realized this before. I feel dumb for not realizing it. There's one thing I changed. So Active Presenter has this feature where, like, when you're about to hit record, you can have it automatically lock onto an application of your choosing. Before I would just like try to line it up, and I do pretty good. I'd get it pretty close, but there were times like when I would notice in the recording that I don't have it lined up exactly, and so I feel like about like a few days ago, I thought, why am I not taking advantage of the fact that there's an auto alignment feature where it'll just lock onto it and it'll be stuck in place. So I did. Sorry, I feel so bad for this. But this needs to be done. I need to record this video. I must. Well, I don't necessarily need to. I could just explain it in the next episode of Fallout, but I mean, why not just ramble on? So I figured, why not take advantage of this this auto lock or this lock onto application feature. Lock onto application feature, not application. It's very similar to obligation, but it's like where you're obligated to use an application. That's a word that I made up. Application. That's probably going to turn out to be an actual word, application. And then I'm just stupid because I'm thinking I'm making up words, but I'm saying like actual words. Why am I wearing headphones? There's no audio. Okay, I can hear myself clearly now. And I can hear the world clearly. And I don't hear an annoying muffled audio coming from my mouth hole. Right. So, like, just continuing on. So, I didn't think about it at the time. I don't know why it didn't dawn on me, and this really annoys me because I normally think of this kind of thing, and I stop doing whatever it is. But, right when I started doing that, that's when the glitches started occurring. And then, like, what got me to realize it today, is one thing I did different the other day for you, yesterday for me, is this is actually the result of something completely accidental. This goes back to deciding not to do a game. So I was playing this game. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was a horror game. Okay, but it was a horror game. I can just check on Game Jolt. I probably still have it in my history. Um, so, as I'm scrolling, I'm going to continue on. So, for it, I don't know why. Oh, Within Deep Sorrows, that's what it is. I found it in my internet history. I surprisingly don't have that much internet history. Um, but I am so sorry about this. Um, but like, so I tried to play Within Deep Sorrows, and um, it didn't work with the recording software. I kind of lost the footage, but I thought about replaying the game and seeing if I could, but like because I only got through one episode, that's when it glitched, and so I was only a little bit into the game. I was just a tiny bit in the game, and I thought, then I got to thinking, is that really worth it? Like, if it's just gonna give me problems, is that entirely worth it to try to record again if there's a risk of it just doing it again? Is it worth risking another like 25 minutes of my time like for nothing? And so I thought about it, and I'm just like, you know what? There's one thing I know I can do, and that's Fallout. And so Within Deep Sorrows, it wouldn't work if I did lock onto application. I almost said it again. Lock onto application. If I had that on, it wouldn't really align properly because I couldn't activate borderless, which is what I do for Fallout, and that's why I can do lock onto application, and that's why I was able to do it with Skyrim back last year, as in 27. Why am I explaining what a year ago is? Back last year when I was doing Skyrim, which I am planning on returning sometime because I'd like to continue Fallout and then conclude Fallout and then switch to a Skyrim adventure. Then maybe try something else. Like if another game doesn't come out, which, there's probably going to be an Elder Scrolls game sometime. I've heard stuff about it, like supposedly it's coming out. I've heard it's kind of like secondhand news, like people just told me and stuff, so I don't know if it's 100% true or not. But why am I trying to predict the future right now? Why not just focus on the present and continue to tell my story, alright? So, I completely forgot to turn back on lock onto application. This was completely accidental, and I figured out the solution. So, I was just, this is amazing. I'm so happy this happened. So, I realized I have no problems. There are no problems whatsoever. And so I just wasn't sure if I thought maybe it just cleared up. But then it dawned on me today, wait, there's one thing I did change. I didn't lock it onto the application. I aligned it myself. I hand aligned it, or not hand alignment. I don't stick my hands inside the screen, and adjust it. No, you just use a mouse. Trying to punch through your screen to reach for something, that's not gonna work. Yeah, that's just gonna destroy your LCD. And it's going to cost you a lot of money to replace. Why am I specifying LCD? Your entire screen. And then if it's a laptop like mine, that's, it's just plastic. It's the entire lid. In which case, yeah, you can't replace that. Or I'm sure you might be able to. But, I mean, knowing how businesses are, I mean, a replacement's going to cost you more than a replacement laptop. Replacement part is more than a replacement laptop. That's how cars are too. If there's a couple things going wrong, you look at the price and it's like, you know what? I've got a lot of memories in this thing, but yeah, no, not worth it. So it's kind of like that whole thing. So okay. It's a good thing I'm titling this Rambling with Blake. Okay. Because I've certainly rambled plenty of times. And now I'm continuing to ramble even as I'm trying to get back on track. Okay. So, then I had that's when it dawned on me that I aligned it myself. No glitches. So I think something with the algorithm that allows the something with the actor presenter algorithm that allows it to align with whatever window you are trying to specify it with is either it either just kind of glitches the game by or maybe it interferes. Maybe there's conflicting algorithms. Like the algorithm that runs Fallout 4 is conflicted with the algorithm that runs Active Presenter's auto alignments. And that's what I predict it is. I think it's probably conflicting algorithms. And it's taken me 15 minutes to just say there's conflicting algorithms, I think. That's my theory on the subject. But going back to what, just Fallout in general. So I'm kind of curious what opinions are about how I am currently running that series. Because ever since I first started playing Fallout in early 2017, I wanted it to be instead of it just being me playing as just some character, make it seem like that character is a person that you can really just care about. That's a really weird, but the person's like a character. That's what I mean. That's a much better way to put it. Why didn't you think about that, past me? You suck, past me. Few seconds in the future me is so much better. That was really dumb of me to say. I'm rambling. This is good. I'm great at rambling. I'm so glad I titled it Rambling with Blake. Wow, past me did something good. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I should not be recording at this time. I mean, I think this is the latest I've recorded in some time, because I remember there were times when I'd be tired, or I wouldn't be tired, I mean. And so I'd be you know what, I've been here in bed for an hour, just sitting here trying to sleep. It's not helping. I'm gonna just record something. That's how I was in the past, and there were recordings I would make at midnight and 11 p.m. and then midnight and stuff. And that's I really wish I didn't have to get up so early in the morning, because I love recording late. That's something I enjoy doing. But I can't really do that. So I wanted to make the protagonist more of a character in themselves. So it's kind of I am struggling to kind of describe it, but hopefully it makes sense. Make the character, or make the the character I create almost like the followers, almost someone that you can grow attached to and stuff. And it's not just some random player it happens to be that I'm just playing as. I'm just playing as. It's not one of those things where it's you don't really think because that's why I chose a personality for her, is or her skill traits is what it is her skill traits was more intelligent, and she's more the intelligent type. But then she slowly started to and then she started to build up this survival technique, because I only had a little bit in strength at the beginning, I think. But I started to level it up, and that's why I struggle to carry things, because I love stealing, or not stealing, taking things in the game. So that's kind of how I've always wanted to do that. That's how I wanted to do it in the original, but it just, I don't know why it is, but it just didn't work the way I wanted it to. I was struggling to try to get it that way, but it wouldn't just, it was just not quite right. it was not really anything, and I don't think I really, because in this series, what I've been doing is I switch to third person occasionally, and I kind of talk about the character, like what the character would be feeling, or what they're going through, and that's what I want it to be. Like that's how I want it to be. It just hadn't really worked in the old series. Like I didn't really do that, and I think that was the missing element. Um, and then like I wanted to do that in Skyrim too with Radar Gisby, who's a character I'd love to return in the future because I created them. Like that's strange. That's obvious. I created, but they're just some. They're I thought about them. Um, like Crystal Carrick's more the intelligent type. She's more the sciencey type. Radar Gisby, he's more of the warrior type. Allison Kane from Star Trek Online is more the leader type. Like which that wasn't really that wasn't really intentional. The fact that she becomes captain in it of the ship, but I wanted her to be like the leader who like is a strong leader yet has lots of compassion. That's how I had those characters played out. But they never quite worked. And I feel like instead of just saying like even just the title, I feel like that kind of adds a little element to it. Instead of like Fallout episode or Fallout number, and then like instead just doing that, like having a Fallout adventure. I don't know why I thought about that like in the title when I first uploaded that. When I was gonna call it Fallout Reboot or something like that. I was kind of debating on like Fallout Rebirth or Fallout Reboot or just Fallout episode and just have it like that. And so what it is just like I'm struggling to find the words here. I feel like having it be a Fallout adventure kind of adds, it almost adds a little element. I am struggling to put words to what I'm trying to say. Which trying to say and struggling to put words to basically mean the exact same thing. I feel like just I figured out the missing element. And I want to know if you like think, or if like, whoa, I just held back a burp. So I want to know, like, going back to what I started to say like 5 minutes ago. I want to know what you personally think I'm doing, like how you think I'm doing with that series, because I want to know the feedback. If you think you're getting to know the character. Do you like feel like you know Crystal well? Like do you feel like I made that a likable character? Or made her a likable character, not that. Do you think I've made it to where it's almost like she's a part of it with us? It's sounding like it's kind of sounds insane when you think about it, but I mean, just ignore it. Just ignore it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh God, I don't remember what episode or what video I said that in. Oh no. One of my that's my thing. If something happens, I say, oh, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. And I repeat, that's fine several times. That's kind of what my thing has become. I haven't said it that much recently, but I've said it a lot in the past. But I don't remember what it was. Huh. I think it was probably one of the horror games. Or probably one, like, there's a horror playlist. There's probably something in that. I have a feeling it's Death in the Dream. I think Death in the Dream was probably what it was. And I forgot to say my thing now. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I say that, I try to say that at the beginning of every video, but sometimes I forget. But I mean, in this case, I just readjusted myself, and I think I just broke something. I heard a nice little crack. Like, it wasn't like the chair or anything. I pressed my elbow on the wall, and these walls are really weak. I think I just broke the wall a little bit, but that's okay. You know what? I gotta say it. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. But anyway, going back to what I was saying before is, I've, what was I talking about before? I know I mentioned like that's like I've kind of forgotten where that's fine originated from, or it's fine originated from. Um, but I mean, I feel like I've done quite a bit on this channel that I've forgotten parts of it, and because it's kind of an awkward balance, like like keeping up with social life, but also like trying to do the best uh, the try to do the quality. You catch all that? Good. All right. I'm gonna repeat that then. Um, Trying to get the best quality entertainment out and stuff. And so like I'm kind of like I've kind of beat myself up a little bit. Like obviously not like in a literal sense. I mean, I don't just be like, oh, that's not good enough, and just like punch myself in the face. But I mean, like I'm kind of like my own oh god, what are those things called? Those coach things. Or people would be a much better way of saying it. You know those things out there, they're like, they've got like jobs and they like yell at you. It's kind of like, it's kind of like a coach, like how they're like, they criticize you, but it pushes you to be better. That's kind of what I do to myself. I'm my own coach. And so I feel like, in not like in a literal sense, I don't put on, okay, I need to stop that. Okay, I'm gonna finish that since all I said was put on, and I don't need your mind to wander to strange thoughts, or why am I singularly singling you out? I mean, honestly, I'm the one who mentioned that that minds could wander. I am struggling to speak, but at least my cough stopped, so that's good. But so my what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I don't like, I was talking about literal sense. So not in a literal sense where I put on like a jersey and like scream at myself in the mirror and like blow a whistle at myself. That's a weird coach thing. I'm sure they're coaches. Do coaches have coaches, or do they coach themselves? Holy shit. There's something. Whoa. Damn. Paradox. Okay. You want to know another paradox? I'm going to say this. No, I'm going to say it afterwards. Alright, so I'm going to finish what I was saying before, and then I'm going to go to this other paradox, which is about cheese. Um, I don't know why. Just. Okay. I feel like I'm always trying to push myself to be a better. And so I'm trying to right now I'm just kind of asking, like, do you feel I can improve in a way? Mic quality is not one of them. I mean, I'm not talking about like equipment and stuff. Like, I'm talking about like, which this mic is actually not too bad. It's actually a pretty good mic. My voice is just weird. And sounds like a robot voice almost. Or that's a weird way to put it, but I've got a weird voice, alright? And then I've recorded with cameras, like, before and done videos, which I didn't realize at the time of recording them. I thought my audio was glitched out, and then I started doing experiments, and it turns out my camera is just oversensitive with the microphone inside. And so I had to be really, really quiet. Had to suppress another burp. Okay. Why am I burping? All I'm drinking is water. Like, what is this, like, carbonated water or something? Like, what, some shady stuff's going on, at the water filtration plants, I think. because okay, I'm not entirely sure where I was going with that, but I'm just kind of curious about feedback. Um, so like, how do you think I could improve? Like, what do you think I could do to make it if it doesn't feel like she's like as like with us on an adventure, like how do you think I could push it to where it is like that? Um, like should I go into third person more often? Like not like playing the entire game in third person. I'm a terrible shot with it, like in third person. I'm pretty good in first person, but not third person. Um, but like how do you think I can improve? And then like, oh, going back to the mic thing. I'm gonna get to the cheese paradox in a bit. I'm just wanting to say because I mentioned the mic. I am looking at like a new microphone, but I'm not gonna get a. I'm also looking for some other stuff. Um, and I think I'm gonna March. Um, in March, like that's actually a year after I got. That's like 1 year after I got this mic. Like I got this mic in March. In March, what I'm thinking is I'm just gonna buy a bunch of like stuff to try to improve stuff. Um, Unfortunately, I can't get a new camera or not a new computer. Um, I really wish I could get a new one, but I can't at the moment. I'm just unable to. I do not have the I do not have that ability. Um, but I am I've got like a new mic, and then I'm kind of pondering new setup ideas. Like I think I might rearrange everything again and stuff, which that won't really be effective because I don't really use Facecam. But I want to flip things around and stuff. Like maybe do what I originally did with this setup, which I had my back to a window. I might do that. I have no idea. I might just figure it out. Um, but okay, going back to the cheese paradox. So I'm going back to paradox, right? So now think about cheese, okay? So cheese has holes, right? So more cheese equals more holes, right? Because, the more quantity of cheese, cheese has holes, so more cheese equals more holes. But more holes equals less cheese. Just think about that. Does cheese destroy itself? More. Okay, so now I'm going to say the whole thing. Alright, so cheese has holes. More holes equal. Shit. Okay. I'm going to try this the third time. Okay. Or I suppose the second time, just going straight through. So, cheese has holes. More cheese equals more holes. But more holes means less cheese. Therefore, more cheese must mean less cheese, which obviously in that final bit, that's just a joking thing because there's obvious like factors you're missing from like the equation um, that's set up there. There's obviously some missing bits to it, and that's just more of a joke thing. But it's kind of it's just more of a joke than anything. Yeah, joke about a cheese paradox. Yeah, that's I don't know why I find the need to say that's a joke. Um, but I mean, like if there's a scientist out there who's just like sitting in his office coming up with theories about cheese and like paradoxes being related to it and being 100% serious, honestly, I want to work for that guy. Like that guy is awesome. I want to work for him so much. Um, but okay. So yeah, so how about that? Just think about that for a second. So cheese ends up destroying itself, but it also creates. Wait, how is it creating? I'm just gonna start ignoring myself. That's a good solution. If you keep saying something stupid, just ignore yourself. It's fine. Um, But I completely forgot to mention this at the very beginning of this, which is sorry if there's white noise in the background. There's a fan on because for some reason this room gets either really hot or really cold. Like I can't get this room perfect. Right now it's pretty warm, right? Why am I saying right to you? I mean, you're not here with me. I mean, I wish I had someone with me. I should invite someone on here sometime. Um, or like what I do is usually Skype. But unfortunately, I can't do Audacity with Skype. I can't get Audacity to get the audio from Skype. Or there might be a way. I don't know. I might have to look into that. I don't think there would be, though. Since Skype is like. Since Audacity is not really meant to pick up like computer audio. Cold's kicking back in. Alright, so. Weather update for here. I've mentioned the weather so much, but I don't have my phone on me. Or is that it? Nope, that's not it. I'm recording in a really dark. For some reason, before I started this, I turned off all the lights. I don't know why I found the need to do that, but I did. And there's nothing I can do about it now. I can't change the past. I can turn on the lights, but that won't compensate for the past. The past is in the past. That's why it's called the past. There's a great quote for you. Enjoy it. Wow, my chair made a weird noise when I I think my shirt's a little bit wet. Yeah, my shirt's a bit wet. I moved slightly and my shirt rubbed against it, which anyway, going back to like weather and stuff. So it's snowy as hell outside. It snowed more today. Supposed to snow more tonight. And I'm sad. Normally I like snow. But considering it's in one of the worst times for me right now, considering I'm going to be like in a car most of the time. And I've already gotten stuck and had to walk several miles in snow. It sucked. I hated every second of it because there's like snow blowing in my face as I'm already walking through like snow on the ground, like deep snow on the ground is hard enough on its own, but having snow blowing in your face, it just adds unnecessary factors of difficulty. But there's a lot of snow and I don't like it. Normally I like snow. I do enjoy a nice bit of snow. Like last year we didn't have that much snow, honestly. There were times when it was pretty warm. And I thought it was gonna be like this year because this year it was kinda weird. It was pretty nice. Like it'd be in like the 40s and 50s and stuff. It was like that like the whole beginning part of the winter. And like fall, it didn't really get cold at all. And so, I guess fall, the only thing that made it cold was the fact that it was raining all the time. And so, the beginning of winter, what it was is it'd be like in the 40s and 50s stuff. Didn't have any snow, right? But, this is amazing. I avoided so much bad weather. So I went to Florida, right? I had that trip. And the time I was leaving, the morning I was leaving, because I left pretty early in the morning, or not pretty early, it was 9:30. I think it was about 9:30 in the morning, 9:30 a.m., right? So, it was -6. But I did get back and it was pretty cold. But, that's Fahrenheit again. I don't know why. I don't automatically say that, but it was -6 degrees Fahrenheit when I left. It was 9:30 in the morning. It was that temperature, right? And stuff, which I remember when I got to Florida, I took off all of my layers. I had several layers on, and, it was quite lovely stepping off in Florida, and it's really nice. But then a bunch of clouds came in, and then the really nice weather went away. And it was just neutral weather. Not hot, not cold, not warm. not freezing. I flip those around. Um, like, not hot, not freezing, not warm, not cold, that kind of thing. Where it's like nothing, you're just like there. Um, and so, um, I avoided quite a bit of cold weather until I got back. Like, I missed a decent amount of stuff. Like, there was snow, I think. Um, yeah, there was there was definitely some snow. And then when I got back, it was like I got back at like 6 in the morning. Well, I was in Ottumwa at 6 in the morning because that's where I lived years ago. That's not like the recent move that put me up here, which made me meet people like Brandon, who I've done videos with, just not on this channel. Uh, but like he's on that podcast channel, which I need to get that up and running again. I'm going to do it soon. But continuing on with some nice little rambles here. Like it was -16 when I got there, and I was numb. My hands were numb because there was like a rental car I was in, and so I was transferring it from that to the car like that I'm usually in, not usually in. Either one's fine. Whatever you want to, whatever one you would prefer, like usually or usually. It's you whatever one you want. It doesn't really matter to me. It's your preference, right? So it was like -16, and I was transferring stuff from car to car. My fingers were numb, and I hated every second. -16 degrees Fahrenheit, not lovely at all. So, like that was quite lovely. 2 Celsius. All right, I'm just trying to. I can't think right now, so I'm just gonna like type in -16. So that's -26.667. So rounding that up, that's about -27 degrees Celsius if you're a Celsius person. Depends on where you are in the world. Isn't America the only one that really uses Fahrenheit? Because we're strange people. We Americans are weird. Like, we do a lot of stuff like that. But oh my god, I'm already almost at like. Well, if you round it up now, it's like you round it up to an hour. I'm already reaching that time. These I usually just ramble on and it just all continues. This is what I was struggling with before. Like, just like it's easy to stretch it out. Like when it was on like Central Chat, that was easy to stretch out. It's just a conversation with someone. But it's just me and a microphone, and I kind of struggle to continue on. But that was lovely. I hated every second of that. But I got through it, and I'm here, and it's cold again. But, I mean, it's not as cold as it was then. It's, like, been in, like, barely in the double digits. It's been about 10 degrees Fahrenheit every single day lately. Which is funny because a couple weeks ago it was at, like, 45 and then 50 degrees. And it was like, what? Why is it suddenly, like, cold? Why? What? And like, I think that's what really got me is like when temperatures change quite a bit, like when there's a sudden change in temperature, like it hits me. Like I generally get sick in that. And yeah, there's my weather ramble. I hope you enjoyed that. You can probably hear like this. I'm just kind of making it do it now, but like you probably heard that throughout the entire thing every time I adjusted. That's because I've got a couple of necklaces on, which you can see in the video titled "Update from the Middle of Nowhere," because I was wearing it and that, and you can see it just like hanging around my neck. Oh, I forgot the second part, and slightly to the left is what the other part was. I was just like in the middle of nowhere, and I was just recording, and that's why it's called update from the middle of nowhere. Um, oddly enough, that's the video like right after the rambling with Blake video, the last one I did, which these were meant to be a weekly thing. Well, looking at it here, yeah, I think I missed a couple. Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Look at that lovely little scroll through the videos. Um, and oh my god, I reached the 2 months ago. The I am returning video. And I got a haircut, I mean hair slice. Hair slice, obviously, is how you're meant to say that. Um, and I, that, it looks a lot different. I've got it shorter now. And I've got a slightly better shave. Not a clean shave at all, but it's a little better than that little thingy there. Um, just like talking about myself in a thumbnail you can't even see. Um, but okay, so I think I'm done with this rambleness. Why did I say rambleness? That's a weird thing for me to say. But I think I'm done with this. So thank you so much for listening, and that is all for this time. I'm probably going to start doing these on a weekly basis. Now, I said that like 3 weeks ago, but I mean, uh, yeah, uh, it'll happen eventually. I mean, I'm sure there'll be like sometime when I do it like 2 weeks in a row. I'm sure, probably, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Why you questioning? Um, but thank you so much for listening, and that is all for this time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and comment. Tell me what you have. Also, be sure to share and subscribe for daily uploads. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, something I've completely forgot to mention. Something I've completely forgot to mention. If you didn't catch what I said just then, I said it pretty quickly. But I did get a replacement modem. My internet is so much better now. Um, but I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.